As a content creator on YouTube, I have established a niche that focuses on philosophy and the pursuit of intellectual discussion. However, I have recently decided to create a video that is completely different from my usual content. In this video, I will be discussing the popular manga series by Junji Ito, Tomie. The reason behind this change is to raise awareness about a critical issue that affects women all around the world. As I researched and read more about the Tomie series, I realized that it touches on some themes that are relevant to the current issues that women face. One of the main themes of Tomie is the objectification of women and the violence that often results from it. In the manga, Tomie's beauty is so alluring that men become obsessed with her and often resort to violence when they can't have her or when they feel threatened by her power. This objectification of women is not limited to the manga world, but it is also an issue that many women face in real life. Women are often reduced to objects of desire and subjected to harassment, assault, and even femicide. By making this video, I hope to raise awareness about the dangers of objectifying women and encourage viewers to stand up for women's rights. I believe that as content creators, we have a responsibility to use our platform to advocate for important issues and raise awareness about them. Through this video, I hope to inspire my viewers to think critically about the societal pressures that drive us to seek out beauty and power, and the devastating consequences that can arise from this pursuit. In conclusion, this video may be a departure from my usual niche, but it is an important issue that deserves attention. By discussing the themes of the Tomie series, I hope to raise awareness about the objectification of women and encourage viewers to stand up for women's rights. As content creators, it is our responsibility to use our platform to advocate for important issues and effect meaningful change. Welcome back to our channel, where we usually dive deep into philosophical discussions. But today, we are switching things up and exploring a completely different topic that might not be suitable for all viewers. This video is all about Junji Ito's chilling manga, Tomie. For those of you who are unfamiliar, Tomie is a horror manga series that has terrified readers for years. So, if you're not a fan of creepy or unsettling content, this may not be the video for you. However, for those who are brave enough to join me on this journey, we will be delving into the dark world of Tomie and exploring its eerie themes and terrifying moments. So buckle up and get ready to experience something completely different from our usual content. Let's dive into Junji Ito's Tomie manga together. In Junji Ito's manga Tomie, there was a girl named Tomie who possessed an otherworldly beauty that was said to be irresistible to men. But her allure wasn't just physical, she also had a power that made men obsessed with her, driving them to do horrific things. One man, Tsukiko, was infatuated with Tomie but also terrified of her. He tried to avoid her, but Tomie wouldn't let him go. She kept appearing in his life, drawing him closer and closer to her. At first, Tsukiko believed that Tomie was the true monster, with her powers to manipulate men and her unquenchable thirst for attention. But as the story unfolded, he realized that the true monsters were the men around Tomie, who were unable to control their obsession with her. One by one, men would become possessed by Tomie's beauty, leading to horrific acts of violence and depravity. Each time Tomie was killed, she would regenerate into multiple versions of herself, each with the same beauty and power that drew men to her like moths to a flame. As the story progressed, Tsukiko found himself struggling to resist Tomie's pull. He realized that he too was becoming obsessed with her, and he was horrified by what he saw in himself. He saw the same darkness that he had seen in the other men who had fallen under Tomie's spell. In the end, Tsukiko realized that Tomie wasn't the true monster, but rather the men around her who couldn't control their obsession. Tomie was a victim of her own beauty and power, and it was the men who were truly monstrous for their inability to resist her allure. As the story came to a close, Tsukiko found himself overwhelmed by Tomie's influence. He realized that he would never be able to escape her pull, and that he would likely become another one of her victims. And so, he made a desperate decision to end his own life, hoping that in death, he could finally escape the curse of Tomie's beauty. In the end, the true horror of Tomie wasn't in the supernatural powers that she possessed, but rather in the very human weakness that her beauty and allure brought out in men. Readers of Junji Ito's Tomie should take away the important message that beauty and power can be a curse, and that obsession can lead to horrific and monstrous acts. The story shows how easily people can be drawn in by the beauty and allure of someone or something, leading them to act against their own values and morals. Tomie's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession and how it can lead people to become monsters themselves. It encourages readers to be mindful of their own desires and to recognize when they are being drawn in by something that may not be healthy or beneficial for them. Additionally, the story raises important questions about the nature of beauty and power and the ways in which society often idolizes and glorifies those who possess these traits. It challenges readers to think critically about the societal pressures that drive people to seek out beauty and power and the consequences that can arise from this pursuit. Overall, readers of Tomie should come away from the story with a greater awareness of the dangers of obsession and the need to be mindful of the powerful forces that can drive us to act against our own best interests. Junji Ito's Tomie is not an explicit commentary on femicides, but it does touch on themes of violence against women and the objectification of women's bodies. Tomie, the central character, is a young woman who possesses an otherworldly beauty that draws men to her like moths to a flame. Her beauty is so alluring that men become obsessed with her and often resort to violence when they can't have her or when they feel threatened by her power. The story portrays a world in which men are driven to commit horrific acts of violence against Tomie and other women simply because they are unable to control their desire for them. In this sense, the story highlights the dangers of objectifying women and treating them as mere objects of desire, rather than as human beings with their own thoughts, feelings, and agency. While the story is not a direct commentary on femicides, it does raise important questions about the ways in which women are often objectified and victimized in society. It challenges readers to think critically about the cultural and societal forces that perpetuate violence against women and the need for greater awareness and understanding of these issues in order to effect meaningful change. In conclusion, Junji Ito's Tomie is a chilling and thought-provoking story that explores themes of obsession, violence, and the dangers of objectifying women. Through the character of Tomie, the story highlights the alluring power of beauty and the ways in which men can become consumed by their desires and act against their own values and morals. Ultimately, the story challenges readers to think critically about the societal pressures that drive people to seek out beauty and power and the devastating consequences that can arise from this pursuit. It encourages readers to be mindful of their own desires and to recognize when they are being drawn in by something that may not be healthy or beneficial for them. Tomie's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession and the need to be mindful of the powerful forces that can drive us to act against our own best interests. It serves as a stark reminder of the all-too-common reality of violence against women and the urgent need for greater awareness and understanding of these issues in order to effect meaningful change. Thanks for watching this video about Junji Ito's Tomie Manga. I hope you found this discussion of the story's themes and messages thought-provoking and engaging. Remember, Tomie's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession and the need to be mindful of the powerful forces that can drive us to act against our own best interests. It challenges us to think critically about the societal pressures that drive us to seek out beauty and power and the consequences that can arise from this pursuit. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content about the fascinating world of Junji Ito's horror manga. And if you have any thoughts or comments about the video, please share them in the comments section below. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.